like, I don't speak sign language, and this guy was deaf, and it just escalated, but I had to be able to de-escalate it. Now, it didn't de-escalate how I hoped, but I don't know what else to do in a guy that's coming and swinging at me, and he doesn't understand what I'm saying because he doesn't hear anything, you know? And I feel like that was a real turning point for me where I definitely could have handled that situation differently than the way that I handled it in that moment. I'm like, there was a barrier, we weren't understanding each other, and it escalated because we couldn't find a way to communicate. You know, I mean, it was pretty obvious. I'm telling him, like, I'm trying to get the stuff in your jacket.
Yeah, for people that haven't seen that, can you just walk through what happened?
So it was, there was this gentleman, he came into the store, he went and he grabbed some cans of air. So, you know, you blow off your keyboard and everything like that. So he had grabbed that, and he went down a different aisle, stuck it inside his jacket, and then went to go walk out the door. Pretty straightforward. So, you know, I'm watching him 100% watching. And so he goes outside and I'm like, hey, can I, you know, excuse me, sir, can you talk to me real quick? And he just turns around and just kind of looks at me. And, you know, you get that look with everybody that's still, and they're like, I don't know what's going on.
I didn't take anything.
Yeah. So he's like, has that look on his face. I'm like, look, I'm just trying to get this stuff out of your jacket. I wasn't doing any hand signals at the time. And he's like starting to go like this, putting his hand up to his ear and just like, I can't hear. He's getting that sort of like phrasing and like trying to tell me like we're not understanding each other. And so that's when I start doing the explanation. I'm like, dude, you got that stuff in your jacket. That's mine. I want it. And I don't know sign language. So I'm just mouthing the words as best as I can, throwing my lips out there. And so he ends up figuring out what I'm trying to do, and so he like starts lifting up his jacket, pretending like he's gonna go ahead and grab him and give him back to me, but then he like takes the cans and just pushes me and just shoves me with both the cans, and I was like, whoa, okay. So I like get on the phone, I'm about ready to call 911, and I'm like starting to walk, and I see him, and like I'm like turning around after I get up. I turn around and I go to walk. I don't recognize that he just tripped over his own feet or something. I don't know how he ended up on the floor, but I like went to go like start jogging, figuring out where he went, but I turned around.
You guys are still in the store?
No, this is right outside the store. So we're right outside the store, and he pushes me. He tries to run away. So I'm getting up out of the little awning area, like the vestibule area, and I get up and I try to run away, and we got those flowers that are right in front of the store and everything. And so as I'm panning to look over, you know, I like start to jog and trip over him. And so after I trip over him, it just starts getting worse. He's like got one can in each hand, and he's got his hands up, and he's standing like this, and I'm like trying to be like, dude, I don't care that much. I'm gonna be honest with you, like it ain't that big of a deal. And then he just takes it and throws one of them at me and starts charging me, and I'm like, oh,
what is happening?
What do I do? Like I know at this point I know he can't understand what I'm saying, so I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I'm you know, like I said, you self-defend yourself. So I put him on the ground, and luckily there was a police officer that was off duty, but he was in the parking lot. And so he came over and he assisted me, and we detained him, put him on the ground. But I was so nervous because the cop saw the altercation, but he doesn't know this man's deaf. So I'm like trying to yell at a cop, whether he's off duty or not. You're yelling at a cop and you're saying, you know, he's deaf, don't hurt him. Like he doesn't know what's going on. And he's like, no, it's okay. Like it's okay. And it gets back to that whole, like, you just don't want to overexert yourself to detain somebody. I'm like, I'm trying to let you know there's a barrier and we need to accommodate for him, you know, like even though he's stealing, even though he's swinging on me, like we got to figure this out. As much as, you know, he's doing something that's not okay, we can't retaliate and do something else that's not okay.